Hello, good evening, guys. This post will be a little bit late than it actually supposed to be aired. So we do apologize. We were in between traveling by doing this, but we did definitely want to get this out on Wednesday because we did say that we were changing the dates. So I am Mr.
Hi. I am Miss.
Take over the world, and thank you for the actual first episode of the Sofa Pillow Talk.
Season 2.
And the whole season 2 is about changing the narrative, meaning that we're going to go over a topic and then we're going to see about maybe just our opinion, just give out a little advice.
The dynamic of how we can change it and make it better or greater.
Yes, and so for you, if you would like to dissect what we were giving the gems or whatnot and use it to your best let's see,
ability, knowledge, and or whatever.
And don't be scared to research anything that we talk about because
Right.
sometimes
we're not experts at this.
not whatsoever. We're just
kind of
seasoned
or giving our opinion based on experience.
Yes. So
If you ever have anything that can be helpful, then go for it.
topic: stop classifying relationships off zodiac signs.
Yes. So, in this day and age, in 2020, 2021, zodiac signs and compatibility and spirituality and, his sign and my sign are compatible is very popular, especially amongst young people. I'm a this, I'm a Sag, I'm a Taurus, I'm a Leo, I'm a Gemini, and this defines my persona and who I am. And in most cases, this is not always true. Or we may closely identify with a lot of the traits that each of the zodiac signs holds, but still we have to count in, I feel like we should count in other factors, as well when we're picking our partner for a relationship. The zodiac sign should not be the ultimate tell-all.
Yeah, like we just stated about experience, is even though you have those key core characteristics, experience in itself, depending on what you've gone through from the time that you was born to your nowadays.
That, along with your zodiac sign or personality traits, background, and experiences,
change. It matters. It differs.
Yeah.
Like
Affects how you spun and respond.
Like a sign can sit and say that you're stubborn, but you may have gone through some things and may have met someone or some people which have changed your stubbornness.
Right.
And so you can't really go off of that, even though you may have had that characteristic or that trait at some point.
So regardless of the sign, you have to take into consideration the person themselves. Because again, their past experiences and things they've been through have made them who they are now. And that means they may slightly stray away from some of the traits that the zodiac signs may hold.
Kind of like with me and you.
Yeah.
What?
We are. I have never dated. Well, I can't say I have dated people that I was compatible to, but my most serious relationships have been with people that I have not been compatible with.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that my relationships haven't been great with those people. It's other circumstances attached to those people that have made my previous marriage questionable, and probably one of the reasons why it didn't work. I don't think it had anything to do with his sign.
No, it didn't.
It had a lot to do with how he was raised, how he experienced love prior to that, and even so, in looking it up, the compatibility between the two of us, it didn't say that we were a bad match. It said it was a good match, but it's going to be a challenge. And I feel like I'm the type of person, I'm ready for an adventure, being true to my sign as my ex,
being ex got the same thing too.
Again, my serious relationships were not with anybody who I was compatible with.
Well, you know what? I don't think they would say ours were bad per se.
It's just gonna be a challenge.
It would be a challenge, but if we work past
the differences, then we'll be okay. Same goes with my ex.
Okay.
You know, we weren't compatible, but we had a lot of things in common that we, you know, stood ground on. And then we had a lot of big things that were differences and no-nos and possible red flags that I didn't pay attention to him as a person in the beginning that would have made a big difference. So if I were to go based on his zodiac sign, he and I would have never been together, and we never would have had our wonderful children. Yeah. So I would have missed out on that great opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, compatibility is it's pretty okay. And so that'll go into test the waters regardless. So despite us having different signs, I still felt like it was a good experience.
Yeah. Again,
I learned a lot.
We hear a lot of people like, I'm not going to talk to that person because of that
he
sign.
He that.
I never talk to.
I've heard a lot of Virgo men are the devil a lot lately in the internet, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know quite a few Virgo men, and they're not so bad.
Matter of fact, let me ask you, I have a lot of people just sitting in the background
that Capricorns
that told me that Capricorns are boring,
toxic and boring.
Exactly. Yep.
I mean, you can be all about business at times, but I think because at the end of the day, you're into me as a person, so you do spontaneous things because you know I like spontaneous things. So you feed off of my energy and you go from that.
I'm not boring, bro. I wasn't boring before I met you.
Prior to us dating, I don't even think we even considered what our signs were before we started talking. So,
nah. I think I looked at the sign thing because of my son.
A couple of months after we got serious.
Yeah, my son had mentioned something about signs, and I was like, I've checked throughout every once in a while, depending on who I'm dating. Just because it ain't that I quote unquote believe. A deal breaker. Yeah. It's not a deal breaker, but I do look, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That man.
So was your ex compatible to you, or you don't know?
No, Gemini.
So
you weren't,
you guys weren't compatible.
Yeah, no. Wait, oh no, there's something to think about. Wait, hold on.
So let's see. Geminis are compatible to Libras, Aquariuses, and Aries.
Yeah, I was going to say no.
So
no offense to anybody that's a Gemini, y'all can be a little back and forth.
So you experience the personality traits of the average Gemini while you were married to her. Okay.
Yes.
So, but that didn't stop you guys from being in a relationship and for you to say, you know what?
No, because
you're Gemini, you're not compatible with me, and you're crazy, and I'm not going to do this.
Again, I literally, like I was telling you in the car, for me, she fooled me to fall in love with someone that she really wasn't.
So maybe that is a personality trait of a Gemini, maybe, because we aren't experts on that part, but, anybody can look it up and see, what the compatibility is, but definitely you were not compatible to your ex, and you guys were together for 13 years, and again, you probably stayed together longer than you should have, regardless of your sign.
It was the kids involved,
but because you were other things and other factors made you say, I think I might want to stay with this person, and hopefully they'll change.
I did not stay with the person. I stayed with the situation.
You stayed with the situation. That's even worse. Yes, so again, are we staying with the situation just because we're compatible to somebody, because our sign says we're compatible to them, even though our relationship may not be great?
I do think some people kind of look at that, and they look at that.
So again, a zodiac sign should not be a tell-all for your relationship. No, it should not. You should still consider, this person may be compatible to me zodiacally, or we may have that chemistry, but we don't have that ultimate connection that's going to hold us together for the next 30 years.
Yes, and I think society chastises non-relationships.
Being single?
Yeah, and it's almost like the relationship thing is coming back on. It's coming back around, but not the white picket fence, the big house, and the
I'm
kids.
A boss, he a boss.
Yeah, that
we
type thing.
Together type
thing. And
cool.
But I like this one better. I like this one better than the white picket fence, the dog.
Man goes to work, woman stays at home.
Yeah, I like this concept as we grow together, we build together, and we are a family together. Yeah. But that toxicity prior to getting here has become so harsh and horrible amongst relationships.
So we can honestly say, I guess we opinionatedly say, we feel like relationships in the past, in the olden days, lasted longer because that dynamic of staying through thick and thin, regardless of how toxic and incompatible you were with the person.
It was very misinterpreted.
Or it was frowned upon to do so, to say no because look, we're not compatible, we don't have anything in common, your sign ain't my sign,
as long as you're married,
we got compatible signs and we have more issues than chickens and dogs.
I think that's why it's so easy for someone to sit up and say, I gotta test it out before.
Try it and true. So I mean, and that'll go into, no matter what the person's sign is, don't lose yourself in a person or in a toxic situation just because you feel like, I was going to work out, compatible, and it's gonna work.
Me and her both listen to. She might listen to hers a little bit more than I do, but we listen. Your horoscope. We listen to our horoscope. But you have some folks that, they listen to the horoscope and the horoscope is saying that, today's going to be a better day. And then you go ahead and use that and it still may be awful. It's all
in, we're new to the world of exploring spirituality and learning different things. So, this is one of those topics that stem from that, because we do read our Zodiac and horoscope sign, or we do affirmations based on that, or we try and figure out what makes relationships tick or not tick, what works best, what doesn't work best. I believe with us being not compatible, I think the differences between us is what kind of holds us together, I guess you could say. Because we've learned to embrace
the differences.
Like, I think if you caught me 10, 12 years from ago, I'd have been like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Because of your personality, but then 10 years ago you were a different person too. So again, I don't know.
It's not quite.
I can't say.
To a degree, again, sometimes I always said the only thing that I was probably missing was, but you're not a pushover, so that wouldn't have been an issue, right. And that may have been a reason why I probably wouldn't have been drawn to you at that time. Anyway, for some reason, I kept finding myself in the folks that was a little bit more pushy over, and versus
you weren't as firm in who yourself was at the time.
Yes.
You weren't confident in standing up and saying, this is who I am, and if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't.
And then even if I, like I said before, I did. Granted, I acquired the no factor, but you still make it easy for me to talk to you. It's not, regardless, I still gonna come to you.
Even though I make it hard, I play hard to get with you alive.
It's still that nervous feeling of, what's she gonna say? How's she gonna feel? But even with that, I still know that I need to get it out, regardless.
So again, as we go forward, setting boundaries on what you will and won't tolerate, knowing who you are and what you ain't gonna take from me. Being able to say no, being able to say, what, regardless of how compatible our signs are and how in love we may be, there's something missing here and this ain't working.
Probably is one of the hardest things people are dealing with right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Establish communication regardless of what your zodiac sign. Just know yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay to be single. Know yourself regardless of what your sign is.
You should have a very intimate relationship with yourself before you can have an intimate relationship. And what I mean about that is,
compatible with you.
I ain't talking about sexually playing with yourself, which that is fine because you'll know what you like or what arouses you. But like, that just comes intimate. With time.
It can be learned.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it doesn't come with that. When I say intimate, because a lot of folks think intimate goes with sex.
Intimacy is
it's just deeper than that. It goes deeper than that, and just knowing what turns you on to the point that you may want sex,
right? Or knowing what stimulates you without
not even sexual contact. A lot of people don't know that going out on a walk is something they like doing with an actual partner.
Yeah.
And
then some people are those type of people, I have to walk by myself. I can't walk with somebody else. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with walking by myself or with somebody person. It doesn't matter to me. 'Cause I'm kind of
independent.
My zodiac makes me carefree, careless, as most people would say. But I think because of my experiences, I think things through, strategize more now because of what I've experienced. So
now that kind of proves that even though you are still in some form of carefree,
yeah,
but
it still pulls me in and says, you know what, slow down a little bit, think about what you're doing, make it work. You know. So don't let a zodiac sign be the tell-all or the end of it. Oh, you a so-and-so, I ain't finna fool with you. That might really be your soulmate at the end of the day.
And I'm also be
honest.
And
you'll be surprised how many couples are not zodiacally compatible and have been together for years.
And not even that. You also have to think about where you sit at during the days of your zodiac as well. If you're right in the middle, close to the front, or close to the end, closer to that other sign as well.
Right. So yeah, I am definitely. I don't know. I play the fence because I'm born on the last day of the Sag, which is also the beginning of the Capricorn, and then.
Yeah, he was pretty close.
Yeah, I'm borderline. The beginning, right, I'm the beginning and the end.
Oh, shit, so. You was in there?
Yeah, nope. The way they tell it, I was coming no matter what. So I fell on the right side.
I actually think it was bound to happen.
Yeah.
You to reversely recreate your mom.
And then it's crazy because my mom is a Capricorn and my dad is a Sagittarius, and so I'm born on the beginning and the end of both of those. So.
So she a Sag and I'm a Cap.
And he's a Cap.
There's a reverse of her mom
and dad.
I just think it was just bound to happen.
It was bound to happen. And you know, my mom and dad really aren't compatible, and they've been together for 30 years. You know, a big communication barrier with the two of them. I believe my mom is like a quiet, shy person, don't really talk a lot, but when she say what she say, she means what she say. And then my dad's is, I don't care about it. My opinion's important than yours, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, whatever. Which I kind of do that. Yeah, I do both. So he'd be like, "Oh Lord, now you acting like your dad." It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I see both.
Yep, sure do. And then it's funny because your parents, are your parents zodiacally compatible?
Oh no, she August 21st. He's a Taurus, so I don't know what hers is. August
so 21st. He definitely fits his bullheaded personality.
Oh yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes.
And
August 21st.
Sure.
August.
She would be a Virgo.
She is a Leo.
A Leo.
Yeah.
Right on the edge, almost.
Compatibility.
So she and I are compatible signs as friend and as Sagittarius is the Leo's counselor, the go-to person for wisdom.
Aries are Aquarius and I guess it's Sagittarius. So, oh,
they are not compatible, but
she should have known. Ran for the hills.
Had they ran after zodiac signs, then that possibly you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's possible.
So again, we should not use zodiac signs to determine the yay or nay or the come and go of your relationship.
That can come in handy. You know what? It could be a great conversation piece.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it has been for us. A great conversation piece and laugh at. Because there's been some freaky things that we read. That was like,
Gotta watch out for that now, don't we?
Yeah, or something that who it just did, and then we go read it.
And we're like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But and go back to the basics of a relationship. Build a friendship first. After you know who you are, love and know yourself first. Be friends with yourself, then build a friendship with somebody else. Mm-hmm. And after you've done that, then you can determine whether or not you and that person are in the same place, on the same wavelength to decide that, hey, I think we should take this forward. Considering all things, and not just solely your zodiac sign. Yeah. That's, again, I feel like a lot of young people, he ain't my type, he ain't my sign, this, that, and other, They take that stuff way too seriously. Yeah. Instead of taking yourself seriously.
Yeah. And again, it's not knocking anyone that reads or do like the tarot cards or anything, because we've had our thing read and stuff and whatnot, and so it's not saying that don't go talk to someone like that or listen or get advice from someone like that. We're just saying that
don't let that be the only factor you
use not to talk to someone, because again,
or the only reason you stay with somebody who's not treating you the way you deserve.
Yes, because just because they're your sign, again,
that don't mean
the person has possibly gone through a lot of stuff. But that is our episode for today.
Of course, if you have any comments or you want to leave a voicemail, the voicemail link is on our IG page at Mr. and Miss Take Over the World, and also on TikTok. Our page is the sofa.
No, it's Mr. and Mrs. Take Over the World on TikTok. Well. By all means, please go by and watch our TikToks. They're very informational, sometimes silly, but we totally appreciate it, you guys. And we'll try our best to make sure that we can have this posted at the right time. Next time. Toodaloo.
Bye.